Hi there, my name is Louise Stevens. I'm a business empowerment coach, online strategy expert, and the creator of Live What You Love Business Coaching. Today, I am so incredibly grateful and so honored and excited to share the amazing and inspirational journey from my client, Keana Thompson. When Keana and I first started working with each other, she'd recently completed her bachelor degree in psychology. She'd gone on to complete further NLP coaching studies, however, had absolutely no idea how to turn her knowledge and experience into a coaching business. Over the last 6 months, Keana has done the work. She has worked so incredibly hard to take her passion for helping people, her life experience, and her highly skilled trained knowledge to start her own business, which has not only resulted in her being able to create challenges that have been booked out, but has also gone on to launch her own retreat based in Melbourne. Over the next 20 minutes, you're going to hear from Keana herself, why she decided to take her love of coaching and helping people and start her own business. You're going to hear about all the challenges that she faced, how she overcame them, why she recommends working with a business coach, and ultimately what our entire experience has been like for her to be able to step out of her comfort zone and start creating the life she truly deserves.
Hi everyone, it is Lou, and of course I am the creator of Live What You Love Business Coaching, where I work with women and men to turn their passion into a profitable business and empower them to be able to transition out of their full-time and part-time jobs into their businesses full-time. And today I'm so incredibly lucky and grateful to be joined with one of my amazing clients, Keana Thompson, who is the creator or the founder of Empowering Intuition. And over the next 20 minutes or so, Keana is going to gratefully share her experience of starting her business and working with myself, and of course how or why she would recommend you working with me as well. So Keana, I will stop talking. This is of course all about you and your amazing experience over the last 6 months. Thank you so much for joining me. And I guess I would love to kick off to hear a little bit about you and why you started what you did and how, and hand it over to you.
Hi guys, thanks heaps, Lou. So a little bit about me and why I started doing what I'm doing. I've been doing psychology ever since year 9, I think it was, and I always found it really interesting, but there was just something that wasn't quite there for me with it. And being in the world we live in today, I didn't really have any idea of what a life coach was. It's not really something that you're taught in school with your career people and all that. So I did psychology and forensic science at uni, and it was the start of my final year of that degree that I was just online and I found something about life coaching and I started looking into it, and I was like, wow, this is something I need to do. It sounds exactly like me. It gives a flexible lifestyle. You can be really creative. You can collaborate with people. So I just went straight into it. And when I finished uni and finished the first part of my course, I got in touch with Lou, and she helped me really hit the ground running with the business that I wanted to launch.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Just before we continue, for anyone that is watching this, there is a slight delay in voice and mouth movement, so just bear with us. Technology is always at its greatest best. So just to let you know, if you are watching or listening, it's okay. There is a slight delay, so you're not the only person. But Keana, thank you for sharing that with us. And I guess I'm really curious to know, why did you decide to invest in a business coach right from the start, as opposed to trying to stumble your way through and hope that you find the answers by yourself?
Well, I know a couple of people that have business coaches and specifically have worked with you, and they loved working with you, and I saw their results and how fast they got their results, and I knew that I've never done something like this before, and I would probably waste a bunch more money trying to do it myself as opposed to investing in a business coach who knows what they're doing, has done it before, and specifically you, because we just really, I feel like we really connect with on the same kind of things. You get me, and you work with where I want to go with things, which I really love.
Cool. And how has your experience been over the last 6 months? As you mentioned, you'd completed your degree, which you were in the final stages of doing when we first started, and you had completed a portion of your NLP coaching and continued to do that whilst we were working together. So you were completely brand new at anything to do with business. So can you give us a little bit of insight in terms of, where you were to where you are now and some of the really amazing things that you've implemented along the way?
Yes. So I think one of the main things for me is sort of just learning off you what's possible, because before I didn't really know, and just talking to you, getting ideas off you, having conversations, and different things always come up. It's like making a big brainstorming map, and then we try different things, and I'm like, wow, this is possible. I had no idea that was even an option for me. And I would say that my idea of what it was going to be like has completely, it's this on the same path, but it's completely branched out. So I see all the different options that are available to me now, and I know how to get each one using all the tools that you've given me, all the advice you've given me, and I feel totally confident now that I can go out and use all of those tools in the future.
Cool.
So it's awesome.
Thank you. And a part of it, I guess, your journey is that one thing that I loved is that you really did come in with a completely clean slate. You hadn't kind of tried anything, you hadn't, failed at anything, or it really was just a blank piece of paper and wanting to be able to start a coaching business. And I love that along your journey, we've been able to really define what that looks like and growing a community and being able to be more involved in not only coaching on a one-on-one space, but more be able to collaborate and bring like-minded people together. And that, of course, has led us to, or you implemented an amazing 21-day challenge for self-love. And in the process, in the final stages of the process of being able to launch your first Melbourne-based retreat, which is so incredibly exciting. So how do you feel about, that challenge that you ran and now moving more into the retreat style, which is a little bit different to what we predominantly see kind of going around in the coaching space?
I feel great about it. I still love one-on-one coaching, and I can see how beneficial it can be, but there's something about being in a group and having people to bounce off and have that extra kind of support and community feel. It just makes a massive difference to the whole experience of healing, growing, all the techniques that we learn can really be implemented in a group sense. So yeah, and as well as that, it's usually more affordable for people. So I like how it's more accessible to more of the population, because I wanted to focus on people that might not be able to afford one-on-one coaching. So I still have the option of one-on-one coaching, but I wanted to have a more accessible option as well that also has that extra benefit of community and extra support.
Yeah.
And I love that that's an option for me, because I never would have thought of it if it wasn't for just our little brainstorming session.
Yeah, cool. And you went along, it was probably, maybe about 4 or 6 weeks ago, you completed your 21-day self-love challenge. How did you find that process? You came to me, you told me you wanted to give a challenge a go. We set the goals around it, and, you booked it out. In fact, you went over and above and beyond in the number of participants in it. How did you find going through that part of the journey? Like, was it scary for you? Was it easy? Like, what were the biggest challenges you kind of faced? And, how did it kind of help having a support or guide there to be able to help you keep moving forward?
It was definitely scary at the start because it's something I've never done before. I feel like every time you do something the first time, it's going to be a little bit scary because it's the unknown. But I had you there telling me exactly how I needed to apply myself to get the goals that I wanted to get, and I did what you said, and of course I got way more than I was looking for. I was so happy with it. It gave me a bit of extra confidence in that sort of marketing area, and just made me realize that people actually do want what I have to offer, and that I can offer it in other ways as well. So on the challenge that I realized that me and Lou sort of went through the challenges and the wins, and I'm using all of that to now develop the retreat. So it was a really great learning experience, and I'm so glad that I just sort of jumped into it and had Lou's full support. So it was awesome.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Obviously, I was lucky enough to be a part of it, and to be able to watch your knowledge unfold and the community start to grow, and engagement start to grow, which is an outcome of trust. It was really cool, and obviously we had a great time doing it, as and we've shared our experiences around it. I guess as well, Keana, like working with a coach or a mentor can often challenge us, right? It is a coach or mentor's job to be able to push us outside of our comfort zone and potentially do things that we didn't really want to be doing, or that we were scared of doing. So I don't think we've ever really spoken about this before, but is there anything that, I guess, working with me really kind of pushed you outside of that comfort zone, or you thought maybe I was slightly crazy suggesting a technique or a strategy, but you were able to look back and go, wow, that really wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be, or I can't believe that worked?
Yeah, 100%. Pretty much every single week that we got together, you gave me a goal for the week that pushed me a little bit further out of my comfort zone, and every time that I committed to following through with the challenges that you gave me, because I know that you've always got my best interest at heart, and I know that it's gonna work out. I learned that very early on, because every time I applied what you gave me, it surprised me. So yeah, what's one of the biggest? There's literally so many, like from as small as messaging people on Instagram and stuff like that, and engaging and doing live videos, to actually just biting the bullet and launching the online challenge, and then the retreat. So yeah, I feel like there's no way that I would have done all this stuff at the rate that I've been doing it without you. So
yeah,
it just not just having you there to tell me what to do and how to do it, but just having the little bit of extra support.
Absolutely, because I believe that you are such a go-getter, and everything I suggested that you go out and did, you always did it, and always came back and said, this is what's happened and this has been the outcome, and you are wholeheartedly responsible for those results. And it has just been an absolute joy to get on a session like this every single week, and to have you implement, and to have you trust me, and to go ahead and then come back and then talk about all the goodness and the benefits that kind of came back, so that we could move into that next step. Because that is ultimately why you've progressed so quickly, because you simply just did the work. And I was just lucky enough I call myself Siri, to be Siri and to guide you down that path. And so it has been absolutely amazing. regardless of how scary some of the things are that I would encourage you to go and do. Keana, what do you think's been the biggest highlight for you over the last 6 months? I've definitely got my highlights out of our time together. What would be one of your biggest highlights?
My biggest highlight, I feel like it should be business related, but honestly, my biggest highlight is just talking to you every week.
Aww.
We've a really good connection and good friendship, and I love getting on here and telling you what's happened in the last week, and then moving into all the business stuff and knowing that I've got your full support with any new ideas that I have, and you always know how to help me, and you always do, like, you know, the outside work. So I know you're not just working with me when we're on our call, you're always backing me up throughout the week as well. And
Yeah.
cool. I pretty much highlighted everything that we've done. But
no, I really love that. And I think that, you know, as weird as it may seem to some people, I do love the relationships that I build with my clients along the way. Because obviously the stronger my relationship is with people, the greater the trust, the more likely people will actually go and do the things that I suggest for them to do. And, you know, and it is also about networking and building phenomenal relationships, because, you know, there'll be a time in the future where we can collaborate or refer people, or, you know, catch up when I'm in Melbourne and stuff. And, you know, I absolutely love that too. It's one of my most favorite parts. I've loved getting on our calls every single week. I would probably just have a couple more questions for you. Do you think, and you probably already answered this a little bit, but to be really specific, do you think that for others out there that are potentially looking to start a business, whether it be coaching in an energy healing space or a service-based business, or even have started, but they're feeling really stuck because they don't know how to move forward, do you feel that having a coach or that person to guide you or them is beneficial to be able to help you continue to grow and to learn at the rate which we all hope to?
yeah, 100%. Whether it's just lack of motivation or not knowing what to do, having a coach helps with both, because you've got all the knowledge that it takes to move forward, to get out of the stuck position, to grow the engagement, to get more clients, you know, all of that stuff. And there's also that added benefit of having what's the word, accountability, being accountable. So having you to speak to every week or fortnight or whatever it may be, and you have a set amount of work that you're going to get done by then, that's one of the biggest benefits, I think, because, you know, you might let other things get in the way. It might be easier for you not to do something because you're still working your regular 9 to 5 job, and it's easy to push this to the sidelines. But once you've got a coach, you've got a set list of things to do. And again, with that trust in the relationship that you build with your clients, we don't want to let you down. I didn't want to let you down, and in turn, I wasn't letting myself down. So it was awesome.
Yeah, cool. Which also reminds me, another big challenge, I guess, is when it comes to, you know, when we start businesses, as you will know, there has to be an investment that goes into registering, that goes in potentially paid ads, that goes into running things like retreats, because you've got to invest in the location and the printing and all these other things. It's potentially not quite as what's the right word? As cost limiting to start a business as what a lot of us kind of think it is, even though it's online. And so investing in a coach or a mentor or someone to guide you is, of course, another investment in yourself as well as in the business. And not everyone has got, you know, lots of money kind of sitting there to be able to do that. But why would you recommend someone who was looking for help in their business to invest in themselves and to take that jump and to trust that investment in themselves would help move them forward?
Why would I recommend that?
Yeah,
Because it helps you get from where you are to where you want to be in a more effective and supported kind of way, and you know you're doing it right, you know you're doing it the most effective way, you're making all these achievements and you have someone there to celebrate it with you. So it is literally the same kind of concept as booking yourself into a retreat because you've been working really hard and you need a little bit of rejuvenation. It's the same kind of investment. So you're investing in having that accountability, having that support, having someone who can tell you what to do so you don't have to go through the, oh crap, I did that didn't work, I wasted all this money, I wasted all this time. It's just like having that extra bit of support, sort of like the support that you get when you do a retreat that just gives you that little bit of a pick me up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's a catch-22. Often we don't always have that money to invest, but yet if we don't, it's going to cost us a whole lot more in the end at the end goal anyway. Well, at least that's been my experience.
Money, time, more energy. It's going to cost more confidence.
Yeah, and ultimately more time.
Yeah.
And my final question to you is, you have said such amazing things about working with me throughout this, and I'm so incredibly grateful. And I guess, just to finalize anything, why would you specifically recommend, like you've really spoken about why you recommend working with a coach, why would you recommend working with me for anyone out there that's looking at starting or growing a business?
I recommend working with you because you're funny,
Wow.
you're kind, you invest a lot of time and effort and energy into your clients, and I know that because you just spent the last like 2 weeks working on something for me to help me launch my retreat. And yeah, you really just go the extra mile above and beyond, and I've really felt that really shines through. You engage on my page to help me get more engagement and get more people interested. You just literally do so much. I didn't know when I was signing up with you that I would get this much of you from it. So I would say that's the key difference, because you've got all the knowledge, all the tools, all the resources. You've got the membership portal that we have access to for a while after we finish doing our sessions with you. But the standout difference is just how committed you are and how invested you are in helping us get where we want to be. And it's about where we want to be as well. You don't put your own thing into it. It's just, that's what you want to do. Awesome. I'll help you get there.
Cool. Thank you. I always get a little teary-eyed at that point, but I love that, and thank you, because it really means a lot to me. And I say it time and time again to not only you but my other clients. I'm so incredibly grateful to be a part of your journey, and to be able to help you create what you want, as you say, not what I want, what you want, and to be able to bring those tools to the party. And to be able to help you create your dreams. And it has been just an absolute joy to be able to work with you, and I can't wait until I catch up with you again in Melbourne. And from the bottom of my heart, Keana, thank you for working with me and for trusting me, and for doing the work, because ultimately, as much as we're sitting here talking about your experience with me, this wouldn't be possible if you hadn't have done the work in the first place. And it really has just been absolutely outstanding. And I'm so excited for your retreat mid-August, and to be able to celebrate those results with you on the other end of our Zoom chat, since unfortunately I won't be able to make it, but we can definitely do it online.
It's been my pleasure. Seriously, thank you for working with me.
You are welcome.